Little Tokyo is an ethnic Japanese American district in downtown Los Angeles and is one of 3 official Japanese towns in the United States. Today, Little Tokyo comprises 67 acres designed by the city of Los Angeles, serving as an international center for tourists with places to shop, eat, and live. At its peak, Little Tokyo had approximately 30,000 Japanese Americans living in the area, as it is known as mainly a work, cultural, religious, restaurant, and shopping district. Today, Little Tokyo is home to a wide number of attractions, such as the Japanese American National Museum, as well as several Buddhist temples within the area. Little Tokyo remains a center for people to explore the Japanese culture with various restaurants catering to both Japanese and non-Japanese people, many of them specializing in a particular type of cuisine, such as ramen or shabu-shabu. Little Tokyo is also a place with numerous markets, with merchandise ranging from food, clothes, books, and other assorted goods. Little Tokyo remains a center for residents to explore the Japanese culture with various public structures and artwork, including a monument to astronaut Ellison Onizuka, who was the first Asian American to reach space. Little Tokyo, as mentioned, is home to the Japanese National Museum, which opened its doors in 1992 and is devoted to preserving the history and culture of Japanese Americans, with over 130 years of Japanese American history dating back to the first Issei generation. Nisei were Japanese American citizens by birth who excelled in school, voted in elections, and acquired properties. However, Japanese Americans today are more likely to live in other nearby cities. As many Nisei started to leave, Little Tokyo began losing its social cohesiveness, and in response, community leaders organized the first Nisei Week in 1934 as a way of maintaining commercial and cultural links between Little Tokyo and the dispersing Japanese American community. Nisei Week, even today, is an annual festival celebrating Japanese American culture and history in Little Tokyo, as well as a festival allowing the opportunity for people of all backgrounds to celebrate Japanese heritage and culture. The history of Little Tokyo begins in 1886 when Charles Kame, an ex-seaman from Japan, opened a Japanese restaurant at 340 East 1st Street. By the turn of the century, a small Issei community, or immigrants from Japan, was firmly established around 1st and San Pedro Street. The area became known as Little Tokyo after 2,000 Issei were later joined by thousands more who fled from racial tensions in San Francisco following the 1906 earthquake. During the time of Japanese internment, for a brief time the area became known as Bronzeville, as African Americans and American Indians moved onto the vacated properties and opened up nightclubs and restaurants. After the internment ended, however, the Bronzeville residents mainly moved to other areas. On February 19, 1942, the United States Executive Order 9066 was signed and issued during World War II by U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, ordering Japanese Americans to internment camps. The order authorized the Secretary of War and U.S. Armed Forces commanders to declare areas of the U.S. as military areas, leading to the internment of over 120,000 ethnic Japanese into internment camps, with over 62% being Nisei or American-born second generation. Common belief was such that Japanese Americans were the only affected group. However, Americans of Italian and German descent were also targeted. In 1980, Jimmy Carter signed the legislation to create the Commission on Wartime Relocation and Internment of Civilians, or the CWRSC. The CWRSC was appointed to conduct an official governmental study of Executive Order 9066. This commission concluded that the incarceration of Japanese Americans had not been justified, and that the decision to incarcerate was based on racial prejudice and war hysteria. The commission recommended legislative remedies consisting of an official apology and redress payments. Despite these recommendations, not much was done until August 10, 1988, in which the Civil Liberties Act of 1988 was signed onto law by Ronald Reagan, granting each surviving internee about $20,000 in compensation, beginning in 1990. In 1980, Jimmy Carter signed the legislation to create the Commission on Wartime Relocation and Internment of Civilians, or the CWRSC. The CWRSC was appointed to conduct an official governmental study of Executive Order 9066. This commission concluded that the incarceration of